You know what? I am going to take a shot at, I don't know what the topic's going to be, but I'm going to beat around the bush a bit and then somehow come out with it. I'm going to start with this. And I've seen a lot of videos by the Minister Louis Farrakhan, and one related to what I'm getting ready to talk about is a scenario where he mentions a white person crossing the street versus a black person crossing the street. Something like that. I don't have the full detail of it. I don't remember the exact wording of it. But what it was pointing out how an officer will say and have said and can say to, the person that looks like them, if it's the white person, and say, come on, I want you to be careful, go across the street, and cross the street. And they talk to them in the most respectable way. But then when somebody black come along, get your ass across the street. He definitely didn't say that, but I'm just saying that however they approached the black person, it was very vulgar, very nasty, and I want to talk along those lines today. That's one thing I thought about, right? So it started with the first video. No, there was another video, but it didn't trigger what I'm thinking about now. And the video that did trigger what I'm thinking about now, and I want to attack this topic and bring it along the lines of what I have done for many years, is work in large hospital workplace environments. The first video is a content creator. His YouTube channel is called Nobody's Coming Podcast. That's the name of his YouTube channel. And the video today was, you look like us, but you ain't for us. And I put in quotes here, I guess the title of it was An Apology to the Grifters. Then in the comments, there was a remark, and it gave a link. And it said, is this person a grifter? So I looked that video up, and it was a video by their YouTube video. Is called The Angry Man. And in quotes, I put things I saw on the video. It says, uh-oh, I think this is his title, uh-oh, they're waking up, unquote. And then in that video, it was a black female talking, and on the screen it says, black folks, why are we this way, ... how and why, and and it was 5 dots after that. And the female was saying something to the lines of, why, when other black people call us out on our bull crap and being held accountable, and why do they call us grifters and things of that nature? Then I thought about Jim Carrey when he said, there's a saying, he goes, well, all righty then. Woo! And so I said, normally I stay out of these type of conversations because I've always been put in my place as a light-skinned black female. Like, you're not black enough, you're DNW, damn near white. The ridicule, the fights, that's how I turned into Muhammad Ali growing up. All this other stuff, right? And so I want to, before I'm zipped up into my body bag, I want to talk about this topic from my thoughts, my experience, and how it has triggered some of my thoughts and feelings. And so, and the main reason I want to do this is because to say, okay, number one, this is why it's so good to not call names. You know how you say you grifters, your Oreo cookie, your, there's a whole lot of names, right? Is so much more effective to say, this is what you're doing. For example, you don't have to be an enabler or whatever other words you want to use to know where things have come from in the past and how it plays a significant impact, how it has a significant impact on individuals. I think this one I'm gonna have to keep stopping and starting. As I get thoughts in my head, I'll keep coming back to the video and adding to it. But it's deeper, and the side that is okay, you say you're helping by calling out black folks for doing wrong, right? But it's done in a nasty feel kind of way. It's done in a way where you don't teach and you just point the finger, like you're all that in a bag of motherfucking chips and you're better than anybody else. I'll be back. And I say what I say. Growing up in the ghetto, Jamaica, Queens, New York, Southside Jamaica, Queens, right outside of 40 Projects, also by Liberty Park, 173, near Bricktown. Okay, before I go any further, I just thought of something else that I wanted to add. Years ago, Candace Owens was writing her book when Michelle Obama wrote her book. And right around that time, I noticed something. And that's how long ago I said no more. I kept feeling something wasn't right. And then right around that time, I'm glad I didn't buy the book, is when I was like, I'll never watch her again. And it was before that, the Officer Tatum. And it seemed like those two were working together somehow. And I clicked on a live he was doing when he was talking about light-skinned people are not worthy of, and they don't have the right to talk about relations and color and this and that, stuff like that. So I clicked in and I was asking a question, and he hurried up and got off his live after that. Right after that, I was like, I'm never ever watching him again. And somebody at work showed me a picture. They have a picture with him. You know how they meet up and they hug each other. And I looked, I was like, oh shit. But I never told him, my story. And then all of a sudden, I started hearing years later stuff on the internet about them. I felt something with he wrote a book about being a Border Patrol person. And the story he gave, as a Border Patrol person, I was like, I bet you that's a good book. With a show about in the workplace and how you deal with difficult people. And I'm sure he went through a lot during that time. But then watching, and his focus, I can't think of the name right now, was on black men and bringing men together. And he had a group. So I gave the reference to somebody I knew. But then as I kept watching, I was like, something ain't right. Something ain't right. Something. I don't know. But, and I never ever watched Steven. I'm not into sports. But I bring those up, particular names, because there's a difference. Like, I don't like a lot of stuff that goes on, the rapings, the robbings, the abuse, the this, the that. But I know, being around the world and being around a lot of people, it's not just black folks, but it's being pointed out as it is. And I also know, me having been raised the way I was and coming through the neighborhoods I have lived in, the schools I have went to, the families I have lived in, it's hard. I'm not trying to be an enabler, but I know if you're not in office, if you're not able to have a good support system to get out, with all the yelling, the fussing, the beating, the cussing, the this and that, and you fight, you do get out, and then you wind up in intimate relationships that are bad as well, because you don't know what's going on, the deeper part of what's going on, the deeper part of the brain, the deeper part of the actions. And everybody, so they say we're all different. So they say we came out of the vagina or a C-section in the stomach different. They give different medications in mental health for different brains. But then pointing the finger at people and say, stop this and stop that, without even the time of the day to understand. And you don't have to give support, but if you're talking shit, if you're constantly badging, when have you worked at the hospital? When have you volunteered at the hospital? When have you gone to mental health and say, can I sit? When have you interviewed or talked? This topic is nasty as fuck for many, many, many reasons across the board, on many, 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 many levels. But what gets me, as someone that has worked for many different hospitals and traveled the world as a retired military spouse and worked in large hospital workplace environments, what really gets me is those that go, it's all, I don't know how to explain it. You know, it's like they say, okay, in the workplace you have diversity and inclusion, which is a bunch of bullshit to me since it even came out, because it's like, it's a lot of reasons to get into that and for me to call it bullshit. But I don't know. I'm gonna end this real quick because I don't feel like fucking headache. I don't feel like all that. But the reason it frustrates me in the workplace environment, I have seen and witnessed, and I have this vision in my head of me, because I walk up to a homeless person, a person on drugs, a person that's like having a psychotic moment, and they try to hold me back. What's she doing? Why is she helping? What, you know, making a phone call for them, or, you know, just giving them a blanket or getting them a sandwich. No, you can't do that. Right? And then I'll never forget, I was like, okay, I'll show them the phone on the wall. Let them use the phone. And it didn't work, and it was coming back to me. I don't know, something. And then it was a Mexican and a black power black came to me and pulled me away from them, was like, what are you doing? And I was like, wow. But then you go home, you get on the internet, you know, you get around your people and talking about, I'm all black, I'm black, it's my skin color. That skin color over there is fucked up, but it's all about my skin color. But I see how you operate in the hospital workplace environment, and you're fucked up. Because you adopt the mindset of those that say all, they don't say some, they say all homeless people that come in are fucked up. All, well, no, black people that come in are fucked up. On drugs, homeless. They don't look at the other ones. And it's time to treat them bad. And you, blackity black, fall right in line with them. And that's why that post, it was a post with a whip. It's like the black man took the whip away from the white man and said, it's my time. I'm going to use it just the way you taught me how to use it, massa. Something like that. So then, that's my thing. I don't go around calling y'all grifters and this and that or whatever. I distance myself. I don't follow no more. I don't whatever. You know, I can't tell you to get away from me. I get away from you. I know who helps and who don't help. Some white folks help way more than some of the blackity black skin color. As far as finding resources, as far as showing empathy, as far as being on the up and up. It's not all. You have some. So this is why I think I will end it here, is that it's not all about color. It's not all about color. It's not all about race. It's not all about political party. It's not all about religion. It's not all about the amount of money in your bank account. It's not all about what side of the tracks you live on.
out.